Hi, Vered.
I'm
How are you this morning?
good. How are you?
I'm good. I don't know why there's such a bright light back there, but I hope it's not too bad for you.
No, that's fine.
Good. So, how are you today?
I'm pretty good. Yeah.
A lot of sunshine this week, right?
Yeah.
Such a
It seems
nice
like
surprise.
it seems like it's a nice day today too.
Yeah, that's what the forecast is. That's what I heard. So,
Yeah, that's good.
yeah, there's never too much sunshine.
Yeah.
Good. Are you thinking about going to Israel?
Not yet. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been thinking of you. I guess you can't get the vaccine before, but you could probably get it there.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are traveling, like a lot of Israelis that live abroad travel there to get the vaccine, but because you have to get the two shots 3 weeks apart, that really complicates it. So if I go
Yeah.
there, I'm gonna have to stay for like, I think I'm gonna have to quarantine for 2 weeks before I can even go to get the first vaccine. It's gonna be like a 5 weeks
Oh,
trip.
that
So
that's too bad.
yeah, I think I'm just gonna wait to get it here. Hopefully, it's gonna be in the next few months.
Right, right. They say it's getting faster all the time. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought of you. Yeah, I thought
Yeah, my
because
entire
it
family
sounds.
is already vaccinated.
Yeah, well, they say like if once you're vaccinated and somebody else is vaccinated, you can really be together. Like you don't need to worry. And it's like, oh my God,
Yeah.
that sounds so nice.
Yeah, hopefully it's gonna happen here too soon.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah.
Good. Well, is there anything special you'd like to focus on today?
No, just the usual.
Okay. All right. Well,
Thanks.
we'll get started. I think it's just us today. So just relax either on your back or in a comfortable seat. Just going to adjust my camera a little more. Yeah. And you can close the eyes, close the mouth, and just check in with your body. Notice the parts that feel fantastic. Notice the parts that don't feel fantastic. And send your attention and gratitude to all those parts. And just notice the quality of your breath to start before you manipulate the breath in any way. Notice the rise and fall of the chest as you breathe. And allow shoulders to relax down away from the ears. And when you're ready to engage your ujjayi breath, engage the muscles at the back of the throat and listen for that whispery sound on the inhale and the exhale. And if you'd like, you can add a pause at the top of the inhale, holding on full for a count of 1 or 2 or 3 or more. And if you choose to do that, do the same thing at the bottom of the exhale, holding on empty for that same count, engaging Mula Bandha, drawing muscles of the pelvic floor up and in, letting the navel float away from the spine on the inhale as you expand the belly, and actively drawing navel toward the spine as you contract the belly. And think about allowing the sound of your ujjayi breath to calm and inspire you throughout your practice. And as you breathe here, take a moment to think about what you'd like from your practice this morning. And when you feel ready, bring left hand to your right kneecap. Good morning. Thanks for joining. And then bring right arm overhead and just take a side bend. Just let the left ear draw toward the left shoulder, drawing that right shoulder back, opening the chest forward, engaging Mula Bandha. Take one more breath cycle here. And then slowly inhale back up through center and bring right hand to left knee and bring left arm overhead. Good morning, Diane. Do you have any requests, any body parts you'd like to focus on? Okay, great. And then inhale back through center, rest hands on the kneecaps and start to roll the shoulders, take them in big circles. Look for your full range of motion in the shoulders here. And you can choose to keep hands on the kneecaps, focusing on the neck and shoulder. Maybe you'd like to engage the upper back and the core more by bringing fingertips to shoulders and taking elbows in circles. Just keep the breath active here. Keep listening for your ujjayi breath sounds. Take one more breath cycle in this direction. And then lower hands back down to the knees and roll the shoulders in the other direction. So if you went front to back, go back to front or vice versa. Again, looking for your full range of motion and deciding whether you'd like to keep hands on the knees or maybe bring fingertips to shoulders and take elbows in circles. We'll take one more breath cycle in this direction. And then lower hands down. This time, bring them to the mat in front of you. Draw chin toward the chest. Just walk yourself a little bit forward into a forward bend. And then inhale, drag fingertips over to the right. Let left fingertips come up as you draw that left shoulder back. And then exhale, lower the fingertips back down, drag them over to the left side, draw right shoulder back, and continue like that from side to side. Just moving slowly, sending your attention to the back body. And the next time you draw fingertips to the right, hold, and draw that left shoulder back. And really actively draw the left hip down. Opening up the left side of the torso. And then bring the back of the left hand to the base of the spine. Actively draw that left shoulder away from the ear and roll the shoulder again. So with that same rolling motion, this time we really get into the left side of the neck, first in one direction and in the other direction. And then you can hold here. You can keep the face pointing forward. Maybe you'd like to draw chin toward the chest or toward that right shoulder, just exploring the neck opening. Take one more breath cycle here. And then inhale, bring that left arm back overhead. Lower fingertips down and drag them over to the left side. Draw the right shoulder back. Opening things up here. Drawing that right hip down, opening up the right side of the torso. And when you're ready, bring the back of the right hand to the base of the spine. Draw that right shoulder down away from the ear. And when you're ready, roll the shoulder, first in one direction, just noticing how things might feel different here on the right side of the neck. And then the other direction. And then choose whether you want to hold right here with the face pointing forward, maybe to bring chin toward the chest or toward that left shoulder. Just move the head in any way that feels beneficial. And when you're ready, inhale, bring that right arm back over the ear. And then lower fingertips down, drag them in front, and this time come into a deeper forward bend. Walking fingertips toward the top of your mat. Let the head hang here. The face and neck relax. Spread fingers wide. Create some traction with the palms. And on the inhale, press into the hands as if pushing them away from you. On the exhale, press as if pulling them toward you, and continue like that. Engaging Mula Bandha, muscles of the pelvic floor. Take one more breath cycle here. And then walk the hands back and tuck right elbow against right shin. Inhale, left arm up. You can turn your gaze up, really activate the arms, spread fingers wide. Again, opening up the left side of the torso here. Take one more breath cycle. And then slowly lower the arm, go to side two. Bring right arm up. Spread fingers wide. Exhale, lower the arm. Come back up to vertical and bring arms up next to the ears. Clasp hands, turn palms toward the ceiling. Lengthen the arms. Inhale, sit tall. You can lift the chin and look up. Exhale, lower the arms to chest level and draw chin toward the chest. So inhale, lengthening the spine, lengthening the arms, sitting tall. Exhale as you round the spine, drawing the mid back toward the wall behind you. Once more like that. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, lower and hold. So you can keep the hands just where they are. If you'd like to explore the upper back more, you can take the hands in a lazy figure eight pattern. First in one direction, and then the other direction. And when you feel complete here, inhale, bring the arms back up overhead. Release the hands. On the exhale, lower the arms and twist to your right. Inhale, lift back through center. Exhale, lower and twist left. And you can lift the chin when you lift the arms if you like. And you can lower the chin when you lower the arms. Just moving with control here. Noticing how it feels to coordinate the breath with your movement. And the next time you twist to the right, hold. Plant right hand behind you, bring left hand behind the knee. Press really firmly into that right palm to allow you to draw crown of the head up, shoulders down. And if it's comfortable, you can look over the right shoulder. And let the length of your spine be more important than the depth of your twist here. When you're ready, inhale, lift the chin, look up. Exhale, draw chin toward the chest. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, lower. Once more, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Bring the head back to neutral, hold the torso where it is, and then turn only the head, look across that left shoulder. Take one more breath cycle here. On your next exhale, release through center. Inhale, sweep the arms back up overhead. Exhale, lower the arms and twist left. Plant left hand behind you. Bring right hand behind the knee. Press firmly into that left palm, maybe looking over the left shoulder if you like. Drawing shoulders down, crown of the head up. Noticing the micro movements here as you engage Mula Bandha. When you're ready, inhale, lift the chin, look up. Exhale, draw chin toward the chest. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, lower. Once more, inhale, lift the chin as you draw the shoulders down. Exhale, lower the chin. Bring the head back to neutral and holding the torso where it is, turn only the head. Look across that right shoulder. Exhale, release back through center. Rest hands on the knees and take the torso in Sufi circles, just shifting the weight around here. Keep the spine long. Just noticing where you're engaged, where you're relaxed. Just exploring here. And the next time you draw the torso back, reverse the direction of your circles. And when you feel about even in both directions, come back up to center. And I wanted to take a few shoulder shrugs together. So inhale, bring shoulders up next to the ears. Exhale, draw the shoulders back. Keep them high as you squeeze shoulder blades together. Inhale, keep squeezing as you draw the shoulders down. Exhale, release the shoulders forward. Inhale, lift again. Exhale, squeeze high. Inhale, squeeze low. Exhale, release, and continue like that for 2 more breath cycles. Inhaling as you lift, exhaling as you squeeze. Inhale, squeeze low, exhale, release. And 1 more round. I guess I didn't mean breath cycles. Inhale, lift again. Exhale, squeeze high. Inhale, squeeze low. Exhale, release. And then draw chin to the chest and start to slowly roll the head from side to side. So bring one ear to one shoulder. Come slowly back through center. Bring the other ear to the other shoulder. And choose whether you want to continue slowly rolling side to side, or maybe bring the head in a full circle, drawing chin up and head back. Just noticing what you find here without judgment. Svadhyaya, self-study. If you take the head in a full circle, be sure to go in both directions. And whenever you feel even on both sides and both directions, come back up to center and we'll transition to hands and knees. And we'll be rolling around on the kneecaps. So if you like some cushioning, you might use a blanket or a towel under the knees. And we'll start with knees aligned under hips, with hands about one handprint in front of the shoulders, with fingers spread wide. And then start by taking the hips in circles, rolling around on the kneecaps. So these can be big or small circles. You just choose what feels right. And again, notice where you relax, notice where you engage. The core engages when you draw the hips forward. Maybe you feel an IT band opening on the outside of the thighs. And the next time you draw the hips back, reverse the direction of your circles. Just listening for your ujjayi breath sounds. You can keep the neck neutral here with the face pointing at the mat, or you can let the head hang. And when you feel about even in both directions, bring the hips back over the knees, and we'll take chaturanga on the knees here. Start by inhaling, align head, shoulders, hips, and knees. Then exhale, bend the elbows. Choose whether you want to bend a little or a lot. And then inhale, lift again. Exhale, draw hips toward heels. And we'll continue with that sequence. Inhaling as you lift with fingers spread wide to spread the weight across the palms. Exhale as you bend the elbows, keeping them close in at your sides. Inhale, lift again. Exhale, lower, just moving at your pace, maybe pausing at any point along the way. If you want to build more heat, you can pause in chaturanga with elbows bent, challenging your core strength more. Or maybe you'd like to pause with hips to heels for a more restorative option, or maybe you just want to continue to move with your breath cycle. Always choosing what you need and want from your practice. And the next time you draw hips to heels, hold. Inch fingertips forward. Let the tailbone be heavy here. And if it's more comfortable for the knees, you can keep the hips higher. But if it feels all right, you can bring the hips all the way down. So feel that stretch across the upper back, maybe a release of the lower back. And then walk hands over to the left side of your mat. You can stack right hand on top of left if you like. Actively draw that right shoulder down. So opening up the right shoulder, breathing length into the right side of the torso. Keeping Mula Bandha engaged, muscles of the pelvic floor. Take one more breath cycle here. And then walk hands back through center and over to the right this time. So maybe stacking left hand on top of right. Actively draw that left shoulder down, feeling that space on the left side of the torso. Activating the breath. And then walk hands back through center. Come back up to hands and knees. This time align wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And on the next inhale, bring right knee out to the side. We'll work with that hip joint and take the knee in slow circles. These can be big or small. If you want a deeper opening, you can make the circles bigger. And again, you'll notice the core engagement here as you move that leg around. After you've gone 3 times in one direction, pause with the thigh parallel to the mat, and then reverse the direction of your circles, keeping that knee bent 90 degrees. And when you've gone 3 times in each direction, come back to the starting place with the thigh parallel to the mat. Here you have the choice of getting more core challenge. Maybe you want to shift that left hip over the left knee. Maybe you want to raise the right knee higher. Maybe you'd even like to extend that right leg if you really want some strong core challenge. And if you chose to extend the leg, bend the knee, lower it back down to the mat, lower hips toward heels and shift hips over to the right. Walk hands toward the top of your mat and to the left. So again, opening up the right side of the torso, this time getting a stretch through the glutes on the right side. Really let that right hip be heavy. Take one more breath cycle here. And then bring hands and hips back to center. Come back up to hands and knees. And we'll go to side 2. So this time, inhale, left knee out to the side. And with the knee bent 90 degrees, take it in slow circles as big or as small as you like. We'll go 3 times in each direction. And again, you can let the head hang here if that's comfortable. If you prefer to have the neck neutral, keep the face pointing at the mat. After 3 times in one direction, pause at the starting place, and then reverse the direction of your circles. And when you've gone 3 times in each direction, bring the thigh parallel to the mat, shift the right hip over the right knee if you want that added challenge, lift the left knee if you want that challenge, extend the left leg if you want that challenge. And if you extended the leg, bend the knee, lower it back down to the mat, lower hips to heels, and this time shift hips over to the left. So this time getting that stretch in the glutes on the left side as you walk hands over to the right. Activating the breath here. And then bring hands and hips back through center. Come back up to hands and knees. And we'll take our neck and shoulder opener. So align wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. On your next inhale, sweep right arm up, follow the hand with your gaze. Exhale, hollow out the belly as you thread the arm under. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhaling as you lift and open. Exhaling as you lower and contract. And when you come down this 3rd time, hold. Heavy on the right cheek and the right shoulder. Think about breathing space between the right ear and right shoulder by pressing more actively into that right arm. And you can keep the left hand just where it is. Maybe you'd like to reach across the back toward the right thigh. Another option is to walk that left arm overhead on your mat and to the right for a different shoulder opening. And you can stay right here. If you like to play with balance here, you can extend the left leg behind you, either with toes lightly touching down, or you can float the leg. That's just an option. The goal here is to find that space between the ear and the shoulder and allow the head and shoulder to be heavy on the mat, and to keep the breath active here. Maybe you like imagining adjustments. You can imagine fingertips dragging between your shoulder blades and down your back. And if you lifted that left knee, bring it back to the mat. If you move the left hand, bring it back in front of the face. Inhale, sweep right arm up again. Exhale, lower, and we'll take Chakravakasana, cat-cow here. Inhale, lift head and tail, draw the navel down. Exhale, round the spine as you draw the navel up. Just exploring here, looking for your full range of motion in the spine, and exploring the shoulder joints as we protract and retract them. Letting shoulder blades draw toward each other in cow and letting them spread apart in cat. And the next time you exhale into cat, hold and breathe. So finding that right balance between ease and effort. See how much you can relax the face and neck as you strongly engage the core, engaging Mula Bandha, lifting mid back up toward the ceiling. If you'd like to add a little more core engagement, you can lift one knee at a time here, just an option. Take one more breath cycle here. And on your next inhale, come back to a neutral spine, and we'll take our neck and shoulder opener on the left side. Inhale, sweep left arm up. Exhale, hollow out the belly as you thread the arm under and bring left cheek down. Inhale as you expand. Exhale as you contract. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower and hold. Bringing left cheek and left shoulder down. Being as heavy as you comfortably can. And pressing into that left arm to generate more space between the left ear and the left shoulder. And you can choose to keep the right hand where it is. Maybe you reach across the back toward that left thigh. Or maybe you walk the right arm overhead and to the left on your mat. And again, you have that opportunity to play with balance if you like that here. You can extend right leg behind you, either with toes lightly touching down, or you can float the leg. And notice how it feels to spend time in the pose here. Maybe notice how things change. Maybe you like imagining the adjustment, fingertips dragging between your shoulder blades and down the back. And if you raise that right knee, bring it back down to the mat. If you move the right hand, bring it back in front of the face. Inhale, sweep left arm up again. Exhale, lower. And just breathe here in tabletop. Just take a moment to absorb the effects of that sequence. And from here, we're going to shift into plank pose to prepare to work our back body. So you can step back and tuck toes under for plank, or you can have knees down on the mat as you prefer. But with either option, you've got that same alignment of head, shoulders, hips, and knees. And you've also got legs activated here. Think about drawing the tailbone down, engaging the glutes. And when you're ready to lower down to the mat, keep elbows close in at your sides and slowly come down. And whenever you come all the way down, just stack hands under the forehead to start and breathe here on the front body. Just notice how it feels to be on the front body. Notice where you're in contact with the mat. Notice the quality of your breath here as the chest is compressed and the back body, that area behind the heart, expands with every breath cycle. Let every inhale nourish you. Let every exhale cleanse you. And from here, we'll take a sacrum stabilizer. So this is a sequence for good health for the lower back. So to set up for this, bring legs together, turn head to the right. So bring your left cheek down on the mat and bring arms to goalposts at your side. So with elbows bent 90 degrees and palms facing down. When you're ready, inhale, lift head, chest, and arms, look center. Exhale, lower, look left. Inhale, lift again, look center. Exhale, lower, look right. Now bring the legs half a mat distance apart. When you're ready, inhale, lift, look center. Exhale, lower, look left. Inhale, lift, look center. Exhale, lower, look right. Now bring the legs far enough apart so you can bring feet to the edges of your mat. Inhale, lift, look center. Exhale, lower, look left. Inhale, lift, look center. Exhale, lower, look right. And now bring the legs as far apart as you comfortably can. And once you've got your legs in that position, inhale, lift, look center. Exhale, lower, look left. Inhale, lift, look center. Exhale, lower, look right. For this last round, bring your legs to any position you'd like to repeat. So choose your own adventure here. And once you've got your legs in that position, inhale, lift again, look center. Exhale, lower, look left. Inhale, lift, look center. Exhale, lower, look right. And then bring legs back together, bring arms to your sides. And if you prefer to stack hands under the forehead, you could do that if it feels all right to keep the head turned. You can breathe here. So just keep Mula Bandha engaged between sequences and keep the breath engaged, but let the limbs be soft and heavy. And our next sequence is a contralateral sequence. Stack open palms at the base of the spine. And when you're ready, inhale, lift left leg, sweep right arm forward, bring the hand to the forehead in a salute. And on the exhale, sweep the arm back, turn head to the left as you lower the left leg. And then inhale, sweep left arm forward as you lift the right leg, bring the hand to the forehead. Exhale, lower the leg, turn head back to the right. And continue like that 2 more times on each side. Inhale as you lift, bring hand to the forehead. Exhale as you lower and turn the head. Inhale, lifting opposite arm, opposite leg. Exhale, lower. We'll take one last round here. And when you're complete with that sequence, lower arms back down to the mat. And if you kept the head turned to the right last time, turn head to the left. So for our next sequence, bring forehead to the mat and extend the arms forward, palms facing down. And we're going to keep the forehead in contact with the mat. This is another contralateral sequence. So we'll be moving opposite arm, opposite leg. Inhale, lift right arm and left leg. Exhale, lower. Then inhale, lift left arm and right leg. Exhale, lower, and continue like that. Reaching forward with the fingertips, back with the toes. So this sequence is very gentle in terms of back bending. It really strengthens the core. We often think of our core muscles as the ones in the front, in our abdomen, but they wrap all the way around the torso, including these muscles of the back body. Let's go one more time to each side. And when you feel even on both sides, bring hands under shoulders and gently lift yourself up through hands and knees. And then bring hips to heels, bring forehead to the mat for child's pose. So bring hands back by the feet, letting the spine round over the thighs here. You might like to gently shift the hips side to side. You might like to gently roll the head side to side. But just think about breathing space among the joints after the compression of that back bending. Let shoulders melt over the knees here. And if you like rabbit pose, you could take some time in that pose, bringing the forehead to the knees, grasping the heels and lifting the hips. So bringing the weight onto the top of the head there. Some people like that pose. Some people prefer to just stay in child's pose. Choose what works for you. And if you lifted the hips, bring them back down to the heels. And then slowly inhale up to vertical. And we're going to transition to a seat with feet in front of us. So you can do that by swinging feet out to the side or maybe crossing the ankles and rolling over them, whatever works for you. When you come to your seat, plant the feet with knees bent, plant the feet at the edges of your mat and plant hands behind you with fingertips pointing at the wall behind you and really lengthen the arms. So lifting the heart, taking a chest opener here, and then start to roll the knees from side to side. Bring knees down to the right. Come back through center, bring knees to the left, and continue like that. Just slowly rolling from side to side. And the next time you roll knees to the right, hold, and let the left calf nestle into the arch of the right foot and bring the left arm up and around, walking yourself into a twist here. So if you want a deeper twist, you can walk hands further over to the right, and you can keep the arms long if you want to stay up high, or you can bend the elbows and come down closer to the mat. You can bring forearms to the mat. You can rest the head on the hands if you like. Just choose the option that suits you and breathe into this deep twist, wringing out the belly here. Breathing actively, drawing navel toward the spine with every exhale. Take one more breath cycle here. And if you bent the elbows, lengthen the arms. Bring knees through center and then over to the left. So bring knees down to the left. And this time, you'll bring the right calf into the left arch, bring the right arm up and around. And if you want to deepen the twist, you'll walk hands over to the left this time. And again, you can keep the arms long. You can stay high. You can bend the elbows and come lower. You can rest with forearms down on the mat. Just find the spot that feels right. Take one more breath cycle here. And then slowly lift yourself back up if you bent the elbows. Bring that right arm back around. Bring the knees through center. And let's come down on our backs. So you can lengthen the legs, bring arms to your sides, and just slowly lower yourself down and breathe. I'm just going to adjust my light. I've got a big light pointing right in my eyes. And just notice how it feels to be on the back body. Notice where the body's in contact with the mat. Notice the rise and fall of the chest as you breathe. When you're ready, with arms at your sides, inhale, activate the legs and sweep the arms overhead. So draw toes toward the face, engage the quads, the glutes, draw backs of the knees toward the mat. On the exhale, sweep the arms back down as you relax the legs. Let them soften. So inhale, sweep the arms up again, activate the legs as much as you can. Exhale, slowly lower the arms back down with legs relaxed. This time when you inhale and lift and sweep the arms overhead, hold, clasp hands, and press the palms away from the head. Keep the legs activated here. Breathe into this stretch of the abdomen. Drawing navel toward the spine with every exhale. Take one more breath cycle here. And then unclasp the hands. Just let them come down to the floor. Relax the legs. And shuffle hands and feet over to the right. So you're going to make a crescent shape with your body. You can take the left wrist in the right hand and draw it over to the right. You can cross the left leg over right if you'd like to deepen that opening, but keep that left hip down. Take one more breath cycle here. And then release the wrist, uncross the ankles, shuffle hands and feet through center, and bring them over to the left this time. So you can take the right wrist in the left hand, drawing it over to the left. You can cross right ankle over left if you like. Keep that right hip down. And then release the wrist, uncross the ankles, bring hands and feet back through center, sweep the arms back down to the mat, and then bend the knees and plant the feet hip distance apart. And we're going to take a simple pranayama practice here, a breath practice. On the inhale, let the back arch. So let mid back come up off the mat. On the exhale, actively draw navel down toward the mat and engage Mula Bandha, muscles of the pelvic floor, and hold on empty for just as long as you'd like. And whenever you're ready to inhale again, let the back arch, let mid back come up, just with that subtle rock of the pelvis. On the exhale, really press the lower back into the mat. Engage Mula Bandha, hold on empty. And we'll take 2 more rounds like that. Inhaling, letting the back arch, maybe lifting a little higher than before. Exhale, engaging the core to press the lower back into the mat. Engage Mula Bandha, hold on empty. And take 1 more round here. Inhaling. Exhaling as you draw the navel down. Hold on empty for as long as you'd like. And then from here, bring fingertips to the rectus abdominis. So that's the region between the pubic bone and the navel. And keep those muscles engaged. Keep pressing the lower back into the mat. So we're going to start to move the legs here, but let your focus be on keeping that contact between the lower back and the mat so that even a piece of paper couldn't slip between them. When you're ready, exhale, lift right foot off the mat. You can lift it a little or a lot, that's up to you. And then inhale, lower it back down with the knee bent. Then exhale, lift left foot. Inhale, lower, and continue like that, keeping the rectus abdominis engaged as you alternate from side to side. So you need the most concentration through that transition there from one foot to the other. We'll go 1 more time to each side. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you lower slowly. And the next time you lower the left foot down to the mat, extend that leg long and draw the right knee into the chest with both hands. Give it a squeeze, rotate that right ankle, first in one direction and then in the other direction. And then plant the left hand on the left hip to remind that hip to stay down, and activate the left leg as if you were pushing your heel into a wall. And then on the inhale, draw that right knee out to the right, guide it with your right hand. On the exhale, bring it back to center. So inhale as you open, exhale as you close. The next time you inhale and open, hold. Maybe that right knee comes a little closer to the right shoulder. Send your attention to the hip crease there and the muscles of the inner thigh, the adductor muscles. Take 1 more breath cycle here. And then exhale, release through center. Extend right leg long on the mat and draw the left knee into the chest with both hands. Give it a squeeze, rotate that left ankle first in one direction, then in the other direction. And then plant right hand on the right hip, activate that right leg as if you were pressing the heel into a wall. And on your next inhale, use the left hand to guide that left knee over to the left. On the exhale, bring it back to center. Inhale as you open. Exhale, close, just like opening and closing a door. The next time you inhale and open, hold. Maybe letting that left knee come a little closer to the left shoulder. Maybe noticing how this side feels different from the right side. Take 1 more breath cycle here. And on your next exhale, bring the knee back to center. Lower the foot back to the mat. Bend both knees. Plant the feet hip distance apart again. Bring fingertips back to the rectus abdominis. Engage those muscles. And we'll take another sequence, lifting and lowering. You can do just what we did before. If you'd like to make it a little stronger, you can bring toes off the mat. So only the heels are touching. And then exhale, lift right foot. Inhale, lower. Then exhale, lift left foot. Keep that rectus abdominis engaged. We'll go 2 more times to each side. Exhale as you lift. Come here, Prince. Inhale, lower. Keeping that lower back in contact with the mat. And after the next time, you lower the left heel down to the mat. Draw both knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze. You can keep the head down. Maybe you'd like to bring the nose to the knees, curling yourself into a ball. Maybe you'd like to rock a little side to side here. And if you lifted the head, lower it back down to the mat. Let feet float down to the mat. And plant the left foot on the mat, cross right ankle over left knee. And bring arms close in at your side so thumbs are tucked under hips. Keep that right foot flexed. When you're ready, inhale, press into the elbows, lift the hips, just come as high as you'd like. Exhale, lower back down almost all the way to the mat. Just hover there. Inhale, lift again. Keep that right foot flexed. Exhale, lower. So engaging the glutes and the quads and the hamstrings on that left side, just moving with your breath rhythm. And the next time you inhale and lift, hold. Maybe you'd like to bring the hips even higher. Maybe you'd like to bring that right knee lower. Keep the breath active here. Take 1 more breath cycle. And then lower hips all the way to the mat. And choose your hip opener. You can take a gentler option, bringing the right hand to the inside of the right knee and easing it away from the torso. Or you can clasp hands behind that left knee, drawing left knee and right ankle toward the chest, stretching the glutes on the right side, opening the hip on the right side, maybe pressing right elbow into the right thigh, maybe extending that left leg long for a hamstring opening if you'd like that. And whenever you're ready, we're going to mobilize the spine just as we did in that other breath sequence. On the inhale, you'll let the mid-back come up off the mat. And on the exhale, engage Mula Bandha, draw the navel actively down toward the mat. Inhale, arching. Exhale, engaging the core. Take 2 more breath cycles here. And just notice how that might change your hip opening. As you arch. And then engage the core. And then lower left foot back down to the mat. Uncross the legs, plant right foot on the mat, bring arms close in at your sides, and cross left ankle over right knee. Keep that left foot flexed with elbows close in at your sides. Inhale, lift the hips, press into the elbows. Exhale, lower almost down to the mat. Just hover there. Inhale as you lift. Exhale, lower. Moving at your own pace, maybe through repetition, you can lift the hips higher. And the next time you inhale and lift, hold, pressing firmly into that right foot. Maybe that left knee comes a little lower. Maybe the hips come higher. Take 1 more breath cycle here. And then lower hips all the way down to the mat. And either bring left hand to the inside of left knee or clasp hands behind the right knee, drawing the right knee and left ankle toward the chest. Maybe pressing left elbow into the left thigh if that feels good. Maybe extending the right leg if you want a hamstring opening. And when you're ready to mobilize the spine, arch the back on the inhale, let mid-back come up. Now on the exhale, engage Mula Bandha, engage the core to draw the navel down toward the mat. Inhale, arching. Exhale, pressing the lower back into the mat, really letting it flatten and widen. Inhale and exhale. 1 more breath cycle here. And then you can release that right foot down, uncross the legs, and then bring hands to the kneecaps. You can hook thumbs together if you like. Exhale, bend the elbows, drawing knees into the chest. Inhale, extend the arms long. Apanasana. Exhale, bending. Inhale, extending, rocking top to bottom on the sacrum here. And the next time you inhale and extend, let feet float down to the mat, and we'll set up for bridge pose. So if you like a prop between the thighs, you can use a block or maybe a blanket or a towel. But you can also just plant the feet hip distance apart with heels close enough to the hips so you can touch them with your fingertips. And when you're ready, inhale, lift the hips, press into all parts of the bottoms of the feet, press into the elbows. Exhale, lower hips almost down to the mat. So just like what we were doing, only both feet are down this time. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering. Just moving at your pace, lifting the hips just as high as you'd like. And the next time you inhale and lift, hold. And you can keep the arms where they are. Maybe you like clasping hands underneath. Maybe you like walking shoulders underneath. So try alternating between engaging the glutes and the quadriceps. We tend to use our glutes to lift the hips higher. So it takes a bit of concentration to relax those glutes and just notice how that changes things. You can also lift and lower heels, either together or one at a time. We'll take 2 more breath cycles here. And when you're ready to lower, bring hips all the way down to the mat. And we'll take happy baby pose, bending both knees, pointing the bottoms of the feet toward the ceiling. Reach between the knees for the outside of shins, ankles, or feet, whatever's easily accessible. And just use that grasp of the hands to gently encourage the knees down. Sending your attention to the hip creases as we compress the hip flexors. Maybe drawing tailbone more actively down toward the mat. And if you like, you can engage the legs. You can press the feet or ankles into the hands into the feet or ankles, and then release. You might feel good to rock a little side to side here. And when you're ready, bring arms down to a low T position on the floor with palms facing down. Bring knees and ankles together, and we'll take our twisting sequence. Inhale, center. Exhale, look over left shoulder as you roll knees to the right. And then inhale, back through center. Exhale, look over right shoulder as you roll knees to the left, and continue like that. Choosing how deeply you'd like to twist. Choosing how deeply you'd like to engage the core. Maybe you'd like a really gentle sequence focusing on this lower back massage. Or maybe you'd like to build some more heat here, challenging your core strength. Just take exactly what you need from this sequence. And the next time you look over left shoulder and roll knees to the right, bring them all the way down. So focus on releasing that left shoulder down into the mat, opening up the left side of the chest, and make any adjustments you need with that left knee to make sure the lower back is comfortable. Keep the breath active here. Keep Mula Bandha engaged. Actively drawing navel toward the spine with every exhale. Promoting good digestion as we give inner organs a massage here, breathing deeply in our twist. And if you like imagining adjustments, you might imagine my pressing on your left shoulder and left hip so that every breath cycle brings more length on the left side of the torso. And when you're ready, Slowly inhale back through center. Look over the right shoulder as you lower knees to the left. This time releasing right shoulder down, opening up the right side of the chest, making adjustments as needed for lower back comfort. Keeping the breath active here. Maybe imagining my pressing on your right hip and right shoulder, bringing more space among the ribs with every breath cycle. And when you're ready, slowly inhale back through center and choose which inversion you'd like to take today. Maybe using a prop, sliding it under the hips, or maybe just bringing legs against the wall with hips down on the floor. If that's an option for you, that's a great, really relaxing inversion. So if you're using a prop, you can keep feet down on the mat for Setu Bandhasana, supported bridge, or you can elevate the legs for Viparita Karani. And with either of those options, you can also elevate the arms. And as you breathe in your inversion, just notice how things change when you're in inversion, how the circulation changes. Really slowing the breath down as we prepare to rest in Shavasana. Think about bringing that extra blood flow to the brain for extra nourishment. Listening for your Ujjayi breath sounds. If legs are elevated and you'd like to, you can point and flex the feet. And you can roll the ankles first in one direction and then in the other direction. If arms are elevated and you'd like to, you can open and close fists. And you can roll the wrists first in one direction and then the other direction. And as you breathe here, think about whether there's any final pose your body craves before you rest in Shavasana. And you can stay in your inversion for as long as you like. Whenever you feel ready to come back down, you can lower feet, set your prop aside if you're using one. Take a final pose if you like. And whenever you're ready to rest in Shavasana, you might like to bring a towel over the eyes, maybe open a blanket over you, maybe put on some socks. Use any props you need to feel more comfortable, supported, and relaxed. And when you rest in Shavasana, let your Ujjayi breath practice go. Let all effort of any kind go. If you like imagining adjustments, you might imagine my pressing on your shoulders, opening up your chest, my cradling your head in my hands, lengthening your neck and gently turning your head from side to side. And my grasping your ankles, lengthening your legs and gently pulling them from side to side. Just allow your body to be soft and heavy on the mat. A teacher in a class I took recently said, "Let gravity embrace you." I just loved the sound of that. So as we did at the beginning, just notice the rise and fall of the chest as you breathe. And check in with your body again. Notice how it feels after your practice. And think back to what you wanted from your practice this morning. When you feel ready, bring gentle movement back to hands and feet, open and close fists, point and flex the feet, roll wrists and ankles, gently roll the head from side to side. And when you feel ready, roll to one side and take some time there to prepare to come back to a comfortable seat. And when you come to your seat, sit tall and close the eyes. I invite you to silently repeat the following to yourself. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be peaceful. May I live with ease. The light in me salutes the light in you. Namaste. Thanks so much for coming. Great to have you both here. Drink lots of water today and enjoy the beautiful sunshine. I think it's coming.
Thank you.
Oh, shh. Relax. So I recently got a backpack and a basket for him. I took him on his first bike ride yesterday. Shh. Yes. Fortunately, he was quiet on his ride. I couldn't tell if he really liked it, but he tolerated it anyway. So something to look forward to with the better weather.
I don't think my cat will want to go on a bike ride, but
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I'll have to go without him.
Do you have a stroller though? I know my sister had one for her cat and she swore she just loved it.
I thought about that.
They do seem to like it. I mean, I've seen them out, you know. Why wouldn't they, right? Fresh air.
Yeah, exactly.
New things to look at. Anyway, thanks so much for coming. Have a great week. I'll see you next Saturday.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Bye.